Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Giselle. I review fragrances. So if you are new here, welcome to my little corner. And if you're one of my returning subscribers, thank you so much for your loyal support. Guys, today is all about my most addictive fragrances. Actually, these are some of my most addictive fragrances. I have more, but I try to avoid repeating fragrances. And I will probably do a part 2, but for today, these are some of my most addictive fragrances. The fragrances I reach for all the time, regardless what time of year it is, regardless the time of the day. These are fragrances that I reach for all the time. They are all year-round fragrances to me, and that's why I wanted to share them with you today. So if you are interested in learning more about them, stay tuned. Welcome back, and let's get into it. So I'm gonna start this list with one of my most repurchased fragrances through my life, and this is Cuir Beluga by Guerlain. It belongs to the Art de la Matière collection. It's like a more high-end, more reserved type of line, although I think that all Guerlain fragrances are top-notch, but this belongs to their more reserved line, which is, as I said, Art de la Matière. They recently repackaged and relaunched the entire line. They even brought one of my favorites that has been discontinued, and they brought it back, which is Bois d'Armenie. This is a powdery, this is a powdery, velvety, soft, buttery, creamy suede type of scent. Suede is a type of leather, but it's way more feminine. Suede, it's like an entry-level type of leather. If you don't like leather because it's way too animalic or masculine, try suede, because suede is more feminine, less animalic, and it's combined with notes like tonka, vanilla, orris, iris, and it becomes definitely more feminine and sometimes even gourmand. This is actually borderline gourmand. It's not the edible type of gourmand, but it's definitely gourmand. Definitely gourmand. I think Guerlain is one of my favorite houses. It doesn't matter if it is the reserve line or the mainstream line, but I think they were masters in keeping the quality throughout their entire line. So no matter what Guerlain fragrance you pick, they always smell classy, they always smell expensive, and they smell luxurious. But this one in particular, I would say all the fragrances in this line smell extremely luxurious, and you will feel very sophisticated and you will feel truly special wearing them. This one in particular is my favorite. It has tangerine, it has immortelle flower. Immortelle flower is a flower that, depending on how it's combined, it has a honeyed accord. It reminds me a lot of the hawthorn flower, which also has that type of honeyed syrupy type of accord. But yeah, this fragrance is absolutely beautiful. The dry down is powdery. The vanilla, it's super intense throughout the entire time this fragrance remains on your skin, but in the dry down it is definitely more prominent, and I would say sweeter. The dry down is very sweet, powdery, and creamy at the same time. It's a very buttery fragrance. Suede is very buttery, very smooth, very comforting, very welcoming. It's a very cocooning type of scent. It is so beautiful that I wear this throughout the year. To me, this is an all year round type of scent, although I have to tell you, this performs better during the colder months as any leather fragrance in general, but I wear this all year round. This is actually my 4th or 5th bottle. It's stunning. Look at the dent. Originally it wasn't this color, it got this amber color throughout the years, but yeah, this is the old packaging, and it's an absolutely stunning fragrance. I get compliments all the time when I wear this fragrance. It's a crowd pleaser, it's inoffensive, but you have to go light with the sprays, because although this fragrance is not sickly sweet, it can be a little bit cloying. If you wear this to work, for example, and you overspray this, it could be a little bit too much. So if you go light with this, you won't offend anyone, and you can even wear this to work. It's such a beauty. I'm so happy they haven't discontinued and they haven't reformulated this fragrance. So if you have a chance, try Cuir Beluga. So guys, the second one is Lua by Xerjoff, and it belongs to the Shooting Stars collection. I talked about Lua before. I reviewed the old packaging. Honestly, I prefer the older one. I'm not quite sure if they have reformulated or not. They say they didn't, but there's something there that it's not quite the same. I have been purchasing Lua since it's been launched. I don't know how many bottles I went through. I always say this is my one and only. If I had to pick only one fragrance out of my entire collection, this would be Lua. I said it before and I stick to it. This fragrance is absolutely stunning, guys. It's absolutely beautiful. It's super duper feminine. It's a skin scent. I would say it's a skin scent with a very nice projection in the first 30 minutes. And lasting power is about 6 hours. It really depends. In the summer, if I wear this in the summer, I get over 6 hours of lasting power. If I wear this during the winter, I would say 4 to 5. This fragrance is exquisite, guys, and it's completely different than most Xerjoff fragrances. I believe I mentioned this before. When you smell Lua, you can't even tell it's a Xerjoff fragrance. The DNA, it's completely different. And I've been a fan of this fragrance, as I said, I think 2009, something around that. But since they launched, I remember when I bought it when they first launched, and I haven't stopped repurchasing this fragrance ever since. Lua has melon, has pink pepper, which is very prominent in the opening. It's sweet, but it's very mellow, it's very feminine, it's very chic. I give you a tip. If you don't want to spend your money on Lua, there is a very good alternative to Lua out there, and it's super duper affordable, which is Ferret by Gianfranco Ferret. It smells similar to this. The only thing is that I wouldn't say it's a dupe. They are maybe 85% similar, but it's definitely the most similar fragrance I have found in the market when it comes to Lua. Ferret smells more vintage, this smells more modern, but both share this sweetness and those feminine vibes, and they definitely share a similar scent. So just in case, if you don't want to spend on this one, try Ferret, but I would highly recommend that you at least get a sample of this, because if you like feminine fragrances and fruity and soft and sophisticated and quiet, this is not a loud fragrance, go for this. You definitely need to try Lua. Lua is a very sparkly, fresh, super beautiful. When I wear this fragrance, I truly connect with my feminine energy. I feel super sexy, super feminine. Men love this. Most of the compliments I get when I wear this fragrance come from men. It has bergamot, it has orange. Those are more prominent in the opening. The dry down, it's definitely more musky, sweeter. It also has rose, it has patchouli, it has melon, I believe I said, but it's not melon like cologne type of molecule that resembles like watermelon, for example, or honeydew. It's not. It's sweet, it's juicy, it's sparkly, it's fresh, but in a completely different way. The dry down is stunning as well. When it starts to transition into the middle notes and then into the dry down, you will get more of the lily, because it has lily, it also has iris, and those type of notes you will get more in the dry down. And when the fragrance finally settles, you will get a powdery, musky, sweet, floral type of scent, ultra feminine, as I said before. And I think if you enjoy fruity florals, but mature fruity florals, this is not like a teenager type of scent, so if you enjoy that type of vibes, you will definitely enjoy this one. I think this one and Elle are the most different fragrances from the typical Xerjoff DNA. And yeah, if you don't like Xerjoff fragrances, because I heard that many people just don't like it, and it's perfectly fine, so I still recommend you that you try this, because it is a different fragrance and definitely worth trying. Third one on my list, guys, is Coromandel by Chanel, and it belongs to the Les Exclusives line. So Coromandel actually has been inspired by the Coromandel lacquer screens that Gabrielle Chanel had in her Parisian apartment. It's a type of Chinese art, very intricate, and it consists of screens with a lacquered finish. And this art has been the inspiration for this masterpiece created by Olivier Polge. So this fragrance has patchouli, which is prominent. It also has benzoin, it has incense, but to me this fragrance is very unique. It's very urban chic, very refined, very classy, but it's also very modern, contemporary at the same time. And to me this fragrance, after the first 10-15 minutes, it smells like the street when it's raining, in the best possible way. but it smells like that. It truly smells like wet pavement, like wet streets when it's raining out in the city. It's amazing. It also has white chocolate, but the white chocolate here does not provide a gourmand type of accord. Do not expect a gourmand scent, because this is anything but gourmand. White chocolate, it's way creamier than the traditional dark chocolate or than even the milk chocolate, and the note recreated for this fragrance is what it does. It gives creaminess to this juice. It gives a very buttery type of scent. To me, Coromandel, it's a fragrance that it's a challenge, because it's difficult for me to place it under one specific category. To me, this is actually a hybrid. It's a little bit oriental, it's a little bit fougere, although it doesn't have the typical notes from this olfactory group, which are oak moss, bergamot, labdanum, for example. This fragrance doesn't have those notes, so it's not really a fougere, but it does have fougere vibes. The dry down is amazing. It's so stunning. The dry down is creamy, it's woody, it's incensey, it's buttery, it's musky, and I think the white chocolate here is responsible for the creamy and smooth dry down. Coromandel is one of the most elegant fragrances you can get in the market. As I said at the beginning, this is a very contemporary, modern type of scent, although it's classic. This fragrance smells very luxurious, very expensive. It will make you feel very put together, very polished. And it is very classy, but it's not a typical Chanel scent in terms of the aldehydes. When it comes to aldehydes, you know, Chanel is renowned for that, and some people struggle because they don't like vintage vibes. This doesn't smell vintage at all. It's as I said, it's a very urban chic, very contemporary type of scent, and it smells very luxurious, super classy, and it's really one of the most elegant fragrances you can find. This is a 100% unisex fragrance, although I have smelled this on men and women, and I like it more how it pulls on women, but still, it's a unisex fragrance, and guys definitely can pull this off. Coromandel is very earthy, but at the same time it's very clean. It's not a dirty type of scent, because sometimes earthy fragrances tend to be dirty as well. This is not. This is earthy. As I said, it even smells like wet pavement or wet streets or even wet soil, but still it's a very clean type of scent. It's an all year round type of fragrance. In the summer I get more of the floral notes, while in the colder months I get more of the patchouli and the musk. It's very long lasting, definitely one of the longest lasting fragrances from the Les Exclusives line, and yeah, it's absolutely stunning. If you haven't tried, please try Coromandel. You will love it, especially at this time of year. Guys, the next one is Eau de Soir by Sisley. I talk about this fragrance I don't know how many times. This also has been a staple in my collection. This is super duper elegant, as I said, also with Coromandel. This is one of the most elegant fragrances you can find in the market. This one has some retro vintage type of vibes. It has all Hollywood type of vibes. It's absolutely stunning. This is the epitome of class. It was one of Lady Diana's favorite fragrances. It's a floral green chypre. It's not your typical floral scent. This is drier, this is green. So it is, as I said, it's a floral chypre, but in my opinion, it's a green chypre. Slightly spicy, slightly fresh. It's also a woody fragrance. It's also very clean, very crisp, slightly dry as well. It has an amazing lasting power. It was my first fragrance from Sisley, and ever since I keep buying this on repeat. Although this is an all year round type of scent, it definitely blooms during the colder months, and actually the colder the better. This is a compliment getter. I get massive compliments every time I wear this. It has an amazing projection. I would say it's about 2 arm lengths. Sillage is stunning as well. It's very luxurious, smells super duper expensive. You can wear this fragrance during the day, during the night. It doesn't really matter. You will never go wrong with any Sisley fragrance, but in particular with Eau de Soir. This fragrance is not for the faint of heart. It's for someone super confident, someone who likes to be the center of attention, someone who loves to receive compliments, someone who loves to turn heads. This is a head turner, and as I said before, it has some retro vintage vibes. So if you don't like those type of vibes, you won't like this fragrance, but if you enjoy that all Hollywood type of vibes, this is for you. You should definitely try Eau de Soir. So guys, the next one is another fragrance from Xerjoff, and this is, no, it's not Ivory Root. It's Chongquan, and this one belongs to the JTC collection. JTC stands for Join the Club. Xerjoff has not revealed the notes of any of the fragrances that belong to this line. And they have 10 fragrances, if I'm not mistaken, under the JTC collection line. They all represent virtual clubs, and they come with a card and an ID in case you want to join a real club of people who have this fragrance. So yeah, it's a whole vibe. This fragrance has been around for 9 years. There's nothing new. Nobody talks about this fragrance, but you know, I like to talk about fragrances usually people don't talk about, because otherwise what am I doing here, right? But this fragrance is very, very unique. It's really, really beautiful. It's very milky, it's very creamy. It smells a little bit like milk or coconut milk, but don't worry, the coconut here, it's not like suntan lotion or anything like that at all. This is such a beautiful, beautiful scent, super versatile, day or night. To me, this is a very nutty, powdery, very musky, creamy, milky type of scent. It's creamy, but it's also milky. It has some coconut accords, but after 10 minutes they are gone, and you will get a very powdery, creamy, and musky scent. To me, this fragrance has 5 very prominent notes, which are sandalwood, vanilla, orris, musk, and milk. I think this is equally creamy as milky. The creaminess comes from the orris. Orris not only gives powderiness to fragrances, but it also gives creamy and buttery accords, similar to iris, but iris is more powdery. And the sandalwood, aside from providing those typical woody notes, it also gives creaminess to fragrances, especially if it is a Mysore type of sandalwood, which I think this is the case, because the Australian sandalwood tend to be drier and less sweet, and this is a sweet fragrance. It's not cloying, it's not sickly sweet, but it's definitely sweet. And with these milk notes and these creamy accords, it's a bomb. It's a stunning fragrance, very different, and I think you should definitely try it. It lasts about 6 hours, maybe more, maybe a little bit more. It has a very, very, very beautiful and sheer type of sillage. It's not syrupy, it's not thick, it's not dense. This is a very sheer, cloudy, fluffy type of sillage. It's beautiful. I get tons of compliments also when I wear this fragrance. It has moderate projection. It's perfect to wear to work. It's perfect for everything. That's why I wear this all year round, and I wear this for whatever I need to do. I can never go wrong with this fragrance. It's so classy, so delicate, so inoffensive that literally if you don't know what to wear, it doesn't matter if it is day or night. And if you happen to have Chongquan in your collection, grab Chongquan, because you can never go wrong. Chongquan JTC collection by Xerjoff. So the next one on my list, guys, is Merit by Loewe, and it belongs to their more exclusive and reserved line. My friend Pika from Pika Fragrance Reviews also loves this fragrance. We always talk about this, and we come up with ideas on how to layer this fragrance, and I will leave her channel down below in case you don't know her. She's a beauty inside and out, and yeah, she loves this fragrance as well. This is stunning, guys. It's so different, you can't even imagine. It's an oriental, fruity, floral type of scent. It's more fruity than floral, I would say. It has vanilla, it has sandalwood, it has passion fruit. I think the passion fruit is the star of this fragrance. It's absolutely beautiful. It's a very sweet type of fragrance. It also has orange blossom, and I think the passion fruit is key here to balance out all this sweetness, because otherwise it could be a little bit cloying. But it's stunning. It's very bright, it's very syrupy, it's very candied. Have you ever tried candied orange zest? Because if you did, this is what this reminds me of. It smells like candied orange. It's amazing. It's super duper different from any orange blossom out there. It's super different from any passion fruit fragrance out there, because this is passion fruit combined with orange blossom, and it truly makes the difference. It's absolutely beautiful. This is a fragrance you can wear all year round. This is what I do. It performs better during the warmer months, I'm not gonna lie to you, but still I wear this during the winter. And what I found interesting is that during the summer you get more of that candied orange and those syrupy type of accords, while during the winter you will get more of the passion fruit. The fragrance becomes crispier and a little bit slightly more tart. But it's stunning, guys. It's absolutely beautiful. You can wear this for everything. You can wear this during the day, during the night, any type of occasion. I think this is a very, very versatile fragrance, and I can only rave about it. Yeah. So yeah, this is Mérite by Loewe. So the next one on my list, guys, is Tardis by Carner Barcelona. So this is a very different fragrance from anything. Actually, this wasn't love at first sniff, but I gave this fragrance a chance and I'm so happy I did. That's why I always tell you guys that if you want to grow into the fragrance world, you definitely need to be open to try different things. Try to step outside of your comfort zone and try different things. Don't stick to, oh no, I don't like leather. Oh no, I don't like passion fruit. Because you could be missing out on many, many beauties out there just because you don't really want to try new things, right? And remember always that notes isolated don't mean anything. It really depends on how they are combined. So I definitely encourage you to step outside of your comfort zone, be open-minded, and try different things. This is what I did, and I'm so thankful that I gave this fragrance a chance, as I was saying, because it is so, so beautiful. So beautiful. This is a floral woody. It's very, very woody, slightly powdery, fruity, nutty, musky type of scent. It has plum, which is prominent. It has almond, which is also very prominent. This is a very nutty note, but not any nut. You can definitely pinpoint the almond here. It's absolutely stunning. It has tonka, musk, as I said, that you will get more in the dry down. It also has celery. Celery was a surprise to me. I would have never imagined this fragrance to have celery, and celery gives a lot of crispiness, a lot of freshness, and a slightly green accord, which I love. Tardis smells very expensive, really. It smells very expensive, classy, elegant, unique. It's very, very inoffensive, very sexy. It smells really high quality, and it is high quality because I use very high quality ingredients. Now, this is not a safe blind buy for the same reason I told you when I started talking about this fragrance. It grew on me, I let it grow, I gave it a chance, and I end up not only liking but loving it. I love this fragrance. This is a fragrance I wear all year round. I will always have this in my collection as long as they make it. Excuse me. But this is not a safe blind buy at all. So you should definitely give it a try. To me, this is a daytime scent. Of course, you can pull this off anytime. This is what I do. I normally wear this during the day, but sometimes I also wear this during the night, especially during the summer, spring, summer. But you can definitely pull this off anytime, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I have many fragrances from Carner Barcelona, and I have never been disappointed so far, but this is my favorite, Tardis. And the last one for today, guys, is Scent of a Dream by Charlotte Tilbury. This is a floral chypre, and you know, if you've been following me for a while, you know I love chypre fragrances. This is a floral chypre. It has bergamot, it has labdanum, no surprise, that's why it's a chypre fragrance. It also has black pepper, it has peach, it has saffron, mandarin orange, and lemon, which you can get more of those in the opening. Usually citruses are used in perfumery as a top note, and you can expect them to last up to 20 minutes. After that, you won't smell the citruses anymore unless you're buying a citrus-based fragrance. But this is so beautiful. The citruses here are very, very well blended. They just give freshness and a burst of fizziness. When you spray this fragrance, when you first spray this fragrance, you can get some of the citruses, but very, very subtle, and they give a lot of fizziness. This is a fizzy fragrance, very bright, very sparkly in the opening. But as I said before, when it dries down, all those citruses will disappear. You won't get any citrus there, and after that initial burst of freshness, you will get a very feminine, slightly powdery, very, very musky and ultra feminine type of scent. It also has jasmine, and it has two of my favorite molecules, which are Iso Super and Ambroxan. This fragrance lasts pretty long, but knowing it has Iso Super and Ambroxan, it doesn't surprise me, because as I talked before, and I will link the video here about how to make your fragrances last longer, as I share in that video, Iso Super and Ambroxan are considered fragrance boosters, which means they enhance your favorite notes, but they also help to prolong the lasting power. So I'm not surprised that this fragrance lasts that long, but honestly, when I bought this, I would have never expected to last that long. On my skin, I get around 6 hours, 6-7 hours, And when you smell this fragrance, it's so soft, so feminine, and it's very crystalline, very sheer. So it's not the typical fragrance that you could think of, long-lasting one, right? This is perfect for a bride. It's a very innocent type of fragrance, ultra feminine, as I said. You can wear this all day, all night, year-round, formal settings, informal, corporate, art gallery events, church, whatever, you name it. This is a super duper versatile type of fragrance, and if you haven't tried it, I will highly suggest that you give it a try. This is Scent of a Dream by Charlotte Tilbury. So guys, this is it for today. I hope you enjoyed my video about some of my most addictive fragrances, some of the fragrances I can't stop wearing. So I would love to hear your thoughts. What are some of your most addictive fragrances? Those fragrances that, regardless the time of year, regardless if it is day or night, what are those fragrances that you can't stop wearing? I would love to hear from you. Please leave me a comment down below, and if you enjoyed this video, I would highly appreciate if you give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you next Saturday. Stay safe, and bye-bye.